second session of Strange Aeons in Search of Sanity, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition horror adventure. With me are a few friends and a new one. Mr. Seveston will be joining us, the Death Dealer, for hopefully more than just the one session, if he likes us, I hope. But when we last left our people, we were in the middle of fighting a poltergeist. Now, they had just finished it off, gotten its loot, and kind of left the little shack they found themselves in in the tiny little portion of the asylum that they've explored so far. And that's where we'll find them, in the middle of this small portion of grass, dirt, trampled shrubbery, and a single tree. So, open to the party. What do you want to do?
I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to avoid any more of those.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not something we can guarantee.
Is anybody hurt?
I could use some healing. I'm down to 10, and my max is 15.
That is Toriel, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll use my lay on hands DM on Toriel.
Sounds good. What does it do? Describe the holy awesome to us.
The holy awesome. Let me just double check everything here. Spell. Should be... here we go. Lay on hands. So, in this case, hands become infused with positive energy, healing a living creature. It will heal them. A willing living target, you restore up to 6 hit points if the target is one of my allies.
There you go.
And they will gain a +2 AC bonus for 1 round, which I don't think will be applied here.
Yeah, it doesn't really apply on the off-combat thing.
No.
Okay.
Cool.
So around you, like that holy light kind of suffuses your hands, and as you kind of touch Toriel to give her the healing, you notice that the weather seems to pick up in the presence of consecrated or holy magic. It begins to rain, not water, but something black and filthy, kind of like water mixed with tar. It's sticky and smelly and gross. As it spatters on the ground, it collects in small puddles and begins to slowly fill up the courtyard.
That right.
Okay, so just so that I have an understanding of the layout, this is about where we are now, right?
Yes,
where
right.
all the debris
Right there.
is?
Yep.
Okay. And like this area above it, that's all closed off. We can't climb up into this area, or...
No, it's a sheer wall of rubble, as if an entire section and a bit has kind of collapsed in on here. You could spend some time to dig through it. It would take your average adventurer of remarkable strength probably a day or two to clear the rubble.
Well, see, I am not an adventurer of remarkable strength. I'm an adventurer of keen mind, so that's not something I'm eager to undertake.
I have remarkable strength.
Just a question, how much did that heal me? All the way to the max? Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So these two doors down here are the only way out of this courtyard?
Exactly.
I will motion to that general area and say, shall we get going then?
No problems. If you guys are okay, I'll take the front. Shields up, weapons ready.
Oh, before we leave, I wanted to ask, would I be able to recover any of the crossbow bolts that I used in the battle at the end of last session?
Half. Yes, you would be able to.
So I think I shot 3. So
you would recover 1 then.
Okay.
Can you also throw your axe or something like that?
Light hammer, and that was recoverable, no problem. Okay, so as you guys kind of go to the door, you've decided your kind of pecking order, how you're going to go in. Litrix, shield raised, ready for anything that might pop out at you. Do you go to the door that's kind of to the west or to the north?
What do my keen detective instincts tell me?
Your keen detective instincts tell you that both doors are relatively the same, although taking a closer look at the door to the west, you'll roll a perception check.
I can do that. It's almost like it's the thing my class was designed to do.
Almost. Taking a very close look at the door itself, you note that they are very similar in shape, design, function, and that normally you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two if they were just kind of put up against a wall. You didn't know any better. But the one heading to the west looks like it's been beat in. Looks like someone's been trying to get through it. So there are cracks running along the oak door, and you can see that the lock, the door, the handle itself, has been kind of pushed inwards just a little bit. And silence.
I am trying very hard to not metagame and resist my gamer's urge to go explore that single room without having a reason to do so in character.
Are there any peepholes or any way to peep through these doors?
No, these are solid oak doors.
Solid.
We go to the doors where we saw those two creepy people, shapeshifter dudes, lurking.
Yeah, those are actually like not
One
the
round
not
two?
the broken doors, but the one that heads toward the single room. That's where those guys were.
Oh, I say we go there then. Like to have a conversation with them.
I would like to stay at the back of the line.
Okay.
If we're going into the creepy room where we're seeing figures lurking outside of.
It's where the guy that we chased out of the building ran into.
I can go near the front.
Okay, so with
So you
Seveston
want-
and Litrix kind of go near the front of the party, the melee casters or the melee fighters ready to shield their friends from danger.
So
So-
we decided on the north door. Is that the one?
It's looking like it's 2 votes for the north door, so 1 vote for the west door. But whoever wants to open up a door, just say so and open up the door. It'll be great. Nothing dangerous will happen much.
Can
Um,
somebody look for traps or something?
I will check for traps.
I was
Okay.
going to ask.
So which door are you checking for traps, by the way?
North door.
Okay. All right, so you roll a perception check to check the north door, or a thievery check, whichever one you prefer. Okay, taking your time, you notice the door itself isn't locked. It's actually slightly ajar. There's just the faintest bit of darkness kind of seeping out of the door, almost unnaturally.
I drop my skull mask and draw my claw blade and motion to my friend that we're going to burst through the door.
The north one?
Yep. So as you and Litrix get ready to like burst open the door, a creepy wail comes from inside. But Litrix has the hand on the door, and as they kind of open it suddenly, and you pounce inwards, the room itself is empty, devoid of anything except for dust. There are high shelves that happen to have what look to be the remnants of old lunches kind of stored on them. And taking a look around, it's a very large stone interior that's a little cold. It almost seems like this might have been a food storage area at one time, although most of the food is gone or rotten at this point.
Okay, so what does that's odd class ability reveal, if anything?
Unusually enough, there is a clear pattern in the dust heading towards the back.
I shall investigate.
Okay, so you kind of walk into the room very carefully, being very quiet after the sudden burst. As you get to the back of the room, the trail ends suddenly at the wall, with no indications of a sliding door that would also make a trail in the dust, or a descending one, or a trapdoor anywhere that would make a puff. It just ends suddenly.
I would like to investigate this wall.
Go ahead and do so. Taking a very, very close and intimate look at the wall itself, not quite touching it, you begin to see that along the traces of the mortar there are faint tendrils of yellow fog seeping in, as if from the outside.
And where roughly on the map here is this happening? Like the wall at the very north end?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
I will point this out to my party so that we make an informed group decision.
Or it's like
we
this
all
stuff
have.
Can I attempt to use my scent ability to see if I can smell anything humanoid in here?
Yeah, absolutely. Smelling anything humanoid, you smell your party members. You also smell something that's kind of like rotting flesh. Not... I mean, technically it does qualify as humanoid at one point in time. It's unusual. It's a scent that you haven't smelled before. Maybe it might be something similar to the pile of corpses downstairs if a pile of corpses could move. The scent is unusual, to say the least. And for some reason, familiar maybe? A memory tickles the back of your mind, but you can't bring it to the forefront, regardless of how hard you try.
Sorry, you said it's there's like a black mist coming through the wall.
It is a yellow fog.
A yellow fog, sorry.
No worries.
Kind of feel like our party has feelings about yellow fog at this point.
Start getting flashbacks. Can I roll like a survival check or something to try to tell what it is?
It would be an Arcana check to tell what the yellow fog is.
Okay. Anybody else better at Arcana? Not exactly my forte.
I have a +7 to Arcana.
What does +7 mean? Are you good with it?
So,
Right, well, if no one has any objections, and if that's what we want to do, I can go ahead and take a crack at it.
I think so.
You've been able to make some assumptions so far based on things that you remember vaguely, but your amnesia stems from, you think, almost your childhood. Unlike the others, who seem to have only lost at most a year, but most of them probably more like a month. Their memories aren't as affected as yours. You know it's something strange and something arcane, and the words are in your mind, but they can't leave your mouth. You can't say what this is for any definitive reason, other than it's a yellow fog.
great.
Excellent.
And we still haven't addressed the smell of the dead body?
Not just a dead body, multiple.
Multiple.
The closest
So-
thing was the pile of corpses downstairs.
So what's all in the room, or can we not see?
So in the room, you can see, because the door's still open, and it's, although the cloud cover is this really odd combination of red and gold and silver and black and everything you can imagine, it still gives light, enough light for you to be able to see inside without any special dark vision or anything like that. As I said before, there are rows upon rows of shelves that have these like lunch boxes kind of things on them. Most of them are empty or rotten. at this point in time.
So anybody wants to light a torch now would be a good time too. Actually,
You could always light a torch. Yep.
Can I
Detect
roll...
magic show anything?
Yes, detect magic has a very strong air of conjuration across the entire room.
Conjuration magic.
Can I roll some sort of check to see if the rotting smell we smell is coming from the food?
You don't smell the rotting thing. Sevastin does.
But he didn't tell us.
He did. I assume he told you, but he without being able to scent it, without having his delicate nose kind of thing, you wouldn't be able to tell where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pinpoint the smell more closely?
Absolutely.
To point in the room?
Yep. I will get you to roll a perception check, please.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a +2 bonus for your scent thing.
Tell us there's like a portal to hell or something in here.
So 16. As you kind of sniff around, underneath one of the shelves, you find a hand. Just a single humanish hand, although the thumb has an extra joint in it. And as you study it, it moves just a little, twitches just a faint amount. You can see underneath it is a small pool of black fluid.
Stab it. Burn it.
Guys, you may want to look at this. I'm readying an attack if it makes any more motion
That's fair.
towards me.
Okay.
But I'm leaving it so other people can investigate it as well.
I mean, I will more than gladly investigate this.
Okay, so you
In
kind of...
fact, I would think...
Go ahead.
I was going to say that I think as a forensic expert, severed body parts may actually be one of my specialities.
That's fair. Do you want to touch it?
I'll prod it with my
Hey.
sword cane,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll resist actually physically touching it.
Okay, as you prod it, it does twitch a little, but no more than it had been before. A small tremor here or there, and like a faint grasping motion. But it doesn't actually do anything else.
Is this like, can I tell if this is from a specific type of creature, or is this just like a really weird double jointed thumb hand?
I will get you to roll a medicine check, please.
Help him with the medicine check.
Okay, that's a +2 then. That's a total of 20. Okay, so taking a look at this hand, it does remind you of the hand of the creature that you fought below. The demi-doppelganger, you want to call it? Its hands look like this after it transformed.
But we got here a doppelganger hand.
Moving it around, you do see tattooed across the back is a symbol, and seeing it, remembering it, does hurt your mind. For some reason, it hurts to look at. It's just, it looks like a starry night enclosed behind a wall of chains. And you can feel the pressure in your brain building into just a headache by staring at it. Or looking at it, even casually, all of you. It hurts to look at.
Does it look like the starry sky that I saw in our dream?
Not quite, no.
Can I perform an occultism check here?
You absolutely can. Knowing the importance of symbols and their power, you know this is something to do with, probably has something to do with what's going on here, but it might not, and you're not familiar with the symbol at all. It just hurts.
Well,
I could try a religion check on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get much more, but
You've never heard of a religion that uses this symbol as its base, ever. It's outside of your realm of expertise.
Can I roll a society check?
Absolutely. You guys can roll all the checks you want.
We want to know
roll
what
an
it is.
acrobatics check to see if maybe
I might do an occultism check as well.
Okay. As for a society check, this person had like ragged fingernails and like they didn't take very good care of their hands. So at the very best, they were not a noble. Their hands look strong and calloused, so it looks more like they were a worker than anything. As for your occultism check, it doesn't even reveal the little bit that Litrix understood, so it's a symbol that hurts to see.
So is somebody going to touch it?
does anyone object to me Does anyone object to me filing this in with my evidence?
Can I stab it first?
As long as you put it in a very, very tight box or something.
Are there any like jars or something that I could empty out in this room?
Absolutely. Like
in?
this place is full of like lunch boxes and those necessities, so there are jars of old preserves that have like bits and pieces of things in them. Taking 5-10 minutes, you can find a cloth, clean them on out, and make it ready for a sample. The hand's a little big, so you're gonna have to squish it in there a little bit, but it'll work.
And I'll actually tell Sebastian to refrain from stabbing it because, I don't want the, integrity of the evidence to be compromised.
Just
Okay, creepy moving hand is all yours then.
So...
Just make sure you tape it up and seal it real good.
So as you kind of grab the thing, you take the time to clean up the jar and shove it in there, pack it in, and you squeeze on the bottle, and then you actually manage to find like sealing wax and stuff. So you wax it and you push it in, and put it in your pack, I assume.
Devin,
Yes.
can I cast Read Aura on this the hand?
It is evil.
Oh.
We should burn it.
Straight up, it is evil. There's no hint of kindness or decency or anything to its aura. It's just this pitch black, heavy darkness.
Okay.
Yes.
My opinion is that we should not have it with us and should probably burn it. Or destroy it.
Well, if
We
you
have
have the
everything
means
here.
to record...
So we know it.
I will say this.
Right.
If you have the means to record the symbol on the hand here, I will gladly concede to your concerns, but otherwise, I want this symbol on record.
Well, why don't we skin it?
I don't know. Sometimes probably things should maybe not be given to everyone and be shown around.
Do we all know it moved, Devin? Or did he keep that little detail to himself?
Everyone could see it move. Even when you guys were just looking at it, it twitched a little.
So we can assume that it's slightly alive for sure. Ish.
So if I cast Disrupt Undead as he's trying to like pick it up and stuff to hit it with something.
Oh, sorry.
The spell flicker and fails. This creature is not an undead.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what...
Well, it just hits it with positive energy.
Positive energy would do nothing to this thing either.
Okay.
Good vibes only.
Right,
Mhm.
because it's not a zombie hand, it's
Guys,
shapeshifter.
I'd like to try something if you guys are okay with it, but you're probably going to have to be ready for something horrible.
What are you going to do to it?
Well, if it has a soul, I can temporarily, for a couple of seconds, eject the soul from it.
Why don't we just skin it? Why don't we just skin it and take the symbol and then we don't have the hand? And then
I am actively jarring this hand as they debate whether or not
Yeah.
we should have the hand
Yeah.
jar.
It's already in your pack by the time that they're done.
Oh. I want to give that a try.
Right, and then after I have my freshly jarred hand, I shall pick myself up, dust myself, and be like, right then, let's get this horror movie going, and then I'll move over towards where the yellow fog was coming from.
Okay. While they're still actively discussing what to do with the hand, it's already been dealt with. If you guys choose, you can fight him for it, but right now it's in his pack. Now, as you move over to where the yellow fog is, you get the finest sense, like the tiniest little sliver of fear.
Like we are scared?
Yes.
Cool. Never a good thing. From the north door thingy. Yeah. Do you guys want to go over there?
I mean,
Sure,
it's
why not?
it's a solid stone wall that leaks the yellow fog. There's no real door as far as you can tell.
Which
Wow.
wall?
One.
Be this one right here.
Oh, okay. Why don't we just go into that other door?
Good question. Do we see the other door?
Why don't we just leave and then go into the other door like that we saw on the thing?
Yeah, you guys chose between the west door and the north door there. All you see here and here is the yellow fog. You could leave and go through the other door. It's true.
Yeah. Why don't we just do that?
This is the door where those two shapeshifter guys were at.
Yeah, and we've found all we can find. I don't want to mess with this fog.
I touched the fog.
If you can think of a
I
way
touched
to
the fog.
investigate it further, you're going to touch the fog.
I touched the fog.
Nothing seems to happen.
No
I'm
burning.
going
I
to
feel the
tap
same.
wall.
You feel nothing. No, you feel the same. No burning. No sensation other than the smallest bit of fear. Sorry, what was that, Alstrick?
I would like to examine the wall more closely, give it a few taps with my sword cane. I'm on guard, but I am.
Hidden
My
doorway.
curiosity is overriding my fear at this point.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Perception,
Yes, that would be.
I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Can I be doing the same?
Absolutely, you can. You take a moment and check out the entire door, or the entire wall, the frame, everything about it. And you realize you can't even really see where the yellow fog is coming from. It just seems to be leaking through the mortar. You don't see a way to get past the wall short of breaking it down, which would make a lot of noise and take a considerable amount of effort and time.
Can I like jar up the fog? Is it dense enough for me to like wash out a jar and put it in the jar?
You could attempt to do so, but it is very thin and wispy fog that dissipates in the room rather easily. It probably wouldn't. You wouldn't even be able to see it if you jarred it up. No.
No, so never mind. I mean,
Oh,
While they're doing this, I'll go to like the door we came in and just guard it so nothing can come up upon us from behind.
Okay. Standing at the door itself, do you open it or?
I'm just gonna stand by the door.
Okay. You can still hear the faint patter of rainfall outside, accompanied by what seems to be low squeals? Yeah, you'd call them squeals.
And guys, there's something out there.
no.
yeah. And that's probably not the worst of our problems.
Is there any way I can look around the room and find something that I can use as like a raincoat or like something to just cover my head from the tar, like a tray or something?
There are trays and cloths. You could use both to make a decent effective cover. Yeah.
I'll take a tray. I don't want to get that shit on my head.
Okay.
Did anybody look at the black goop? You said there was black goop by the hand, right?
Yes, black goop under the hand, by it, all that good stuff. No one really paid too much attention to it. Although it seems to have been coming from the hand itself and may have been its life fluid instead of blood.
Gross.
Okay. Well,
And
I
then
guess if there's nothing else in here, we should just leave.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so as you guys open the door to leave, you see the source of the squealing almost immediately, and all of you can hear it. Those little flower bushes that were squashed before have now risen these tiny little tendrils from the ends of their flowers. Only instead of having flowers as a cap, small mouths are screeching every time they get hit by the water. You can see their very brilliant red lips and very sharp and pointed teeth that kind of mash directly with the stalk and squeal as the rain continues to pound them.
Like painfully or happily?
Painfully.
The trees are in misery.
Huh.
Is there any kind of, would I be able to tell whether or not this is a natural thing or if it's some horror movie shit?
It is obviously not natural. Those were actual flowers when you left, and all of a sudden they turned into screaming mouths. No, this is certainly not natural.
Right then, that is certainly not natural.
Is it raining before we went in?
Slightly, yes. The black, oily stuff, yeah.
But now
Oh.
it's like pouring.
It's raining a little harder, yeah.
Oh, thank God I got this tray.
I don't think I want to stay out here.
Well,
if
it's a
you
good thing that
want
the
to.
door. I mean, the door is right there. It's not like we have to go across the entire courtyard. We can just
Yeah, let's just go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as you get to the door itself, it is stuck. You try to jingle the knob, it's been broken. You try to force it open, and it doesn't go. Although someone with enough mass, maybe a little bit of acceleration, could probably break it down.
Not me.
I'll give a whack at it with my warhammer.
All right, so go ahead and make a straight-up attack then.
Can I assist by analyzing and giving some guidance? Right, you're going to want to come in at this vector from this at this speed and hit in this precise location for maximum force and effect.
Oh, can I give him a good old-fashioned bardic pep talk?
Absolutely. Between the two of you, he gets to add a +2 to his attack roll.
Fuck yeah.
So you're listening to the investigator. He's like, oh, you need to hit it right here, as hard as you can. Meanwhile, the bard behind you is going, you can do it, buddy. You take a step up and you slam that door as hard as you can, and you take the knob clean off. The entire locking mechanism just kind of falls out of it, and the door slowly creaks inwards, and you can hear, what the fuck was that, coming from the inside.
Oh.
They look in left and right.
Okay, as you kind of take a look to the left, you can
Shields
see there's actually a description for this one. A 3-foot high barricade of broken furniture and fallen masonry fills a wide, empty door frame, blocking off the kind of southern portion of this hall. Lanterns flicker on the walls, casting shadows upon several closed doors beyond the kind of ramshackle barricade. You can see standing at it are two guards who have crossbows up and pointed at you, and then you can see just a little bit further two more coming down the hallway. Now as you kind of peek in, they go, whoa there. Stay back.
All right, so two guys with crossbows on the south entrance by a barricade, and two more coming from the north.
No, two more coming from behind them. So those two guys are there, and there's two more coming from here.
Gotcha. What do they look like?
They look like kind of ramshackle, tired humans.
They look sane.
You can't tell that from a glance. You can attempt to take a closer look if you'd like, but they seem to be a little trigger happy.
Okay,
Are there any
I
kind
will
of
try and diffuse the situation, or at least calm them down.
How would you do that?
I'm not here to hurt anybody.
You know what? You can say that all you like from that distance right there. And the guard takes a moment, aims, and fires a shot at the ground directly in front of you, kind of half pinning the door where it is. No closer than that. And he starts whistling for someone to come out and take a look at you. Is the rest of the party going to kind of file in after you?
I am, and
I'd like to get in out of the
Can
window.
I go inside?
You can go inside. Sorry, Ben, what was that?
I would like to. Do they have any kind of noticeable distinguishing features, like any kind of emblems or styles of clothing that might identify them?
They are wearing what appears to be kind of work garb. It's this rough leather. You can see underneath it the glint of metal, like they are wearing actual armor, and they seem to be relatively fit and in shape. The armor itself does have something emblazoned. There's a T right here. There's a big T. And they are wielding the weapons with some proficiency. They do look... It's the best of your experience, although you're not sure why you know this. They look Varisian.
I will call for calm and peace. That's one of the languages I have, right?
It is, actually, yeah.
So I will speak in Varisian and call for cooler heads to prevail.
They kind of take a moment and go, you know what? You can shove that cooler head up right up where it came from. He's speaking in Varisian, so those of you who don't have it, don't get it. For all we know, you could be one of those fellows that turn into a doppelganger, and we ain't having no more of that.
I'll pull out my hand in a jar and show it to them. You mean like one of these things?
Yeah, like one of them things. We seen them eat each other. It doesn't mean you're not one of them. Litrix? You were going to say something?
After cannibals, can't argue with his logic.
Okay. Neru, did you want to do something? Probably get out of the rain?
Yeah. Get in the building to get out of the rain.
Okay.
And I'll just say to them, at least let us in here out of the rain. We'll stay over here and just talk, and that's all.
Okay. Toriel?
Can I roll a diplomacy check to try to defuse the situation?
Absolutely, you can. Okay, so you take a moment, you start trying to talk them down a little bit, but they are really irrational and paranoid, and as much as you try, they don't lower their weapons at all. Although they do seem less likely to shoot you now just for standing there. Sevastin?
I'm going inside. I'll kind of back off well away from the limit that they've set for us.
Okay.
I'm not making any advancing motion.
All right. Within about 10-15 seconds, you actually see another man come out. He looks a little more put together. He's got this kind of goatee going on. He's got a steel cap on. He's wearing like a full set of scale mail that's still emblazoned with the T. He's got 2 crossbows, one on his back, one in his hands, both cocked and loaded. He says, "Look, I'm not a huge friend to anyone who comes through those doors, and I got no problems shooting someone I don't see as a friend, but I'd rather not be killing strangers. You get what I mean?"
Do any of them appear to be injured or in need of medical aid?
They all have small scrapes and bruises, bumps, that kind of thing, yeah.
And I'll be like, well, how about we become friends and do a bit of trade? You don't shoot us and let us pass peacefully, and we can treat to your wounded.
You know what? I've seen enough doctors in this place go crazy for one lifetime. I don't need another coming in and hurting my people. You get what I mean? There is no reason for you to come any closer to me.
How close are they to us?
They're about 20 feet away.
20 feet away? So I'll tell them that he doesn't mean that we're going to be ripping you up. He means this, and I'll cast a heal spell using my 3 actions, so it heals literally everyone in the room up to 30 feet away.
One second.
It's a witch! Kill him!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they know what magic is. Or I'll say, I am Neru, follower of Serenray,
Saren Ray, yeah.
she blesses you with her healing.
Okay, high or low?
Hi.
Okay. So as that wave of healing magic kind of passes over them, a couple of them look at each other, nod, and the guy that just walked up looks at you and says, "Now, you're real lucky that didn't end up in something bad, but if I swear, if your mouth opens up to cast another one of your spells, it's not going to close again. Do you understand me?"
Just trying to help.
That's absolutely fine. I got enough help as is, and we got enough problems without a group of strangers adding to it. I don't know you. I don't recognize you, because you were not a patient here, and you are certainly not one of my men. And you're not a doctor. That means you come from the outside. Only things coming from the outside right now are monsters, nightmares, and doppelgangers.
And us, apparently.
You know what? I would love to say that I could trust you, even based on your little healing magic right there, but I've seen weirder things come out of that fog than a group of adventurers, armed to the teeth, I might add, slightly injured, frayed here and there, and carrying a severed hand. For what? Fun?
I told you
No,
to get
no.
rid of that hand.
Evidence, dear lad. It's evidence.
Look, you say you don't want to kill us. Just kick us out.
Yeah, leave. That's all I'm saying. You come
How?
no closer?
Explain to us some stuff that's going on here.
I owe you nothing, people. I don't think you seem to get that.
I don't
You
want
want-
no explanation. I don't want no part of this. Can I just get out of here?
As if you don't know how. You're a monster from the mist. Figure it out yourself.
Can I turn around and run away and try to find my way through these halls?
Absolutely you can.
Okay, I turn to the north and I run down that hallway.
Okay, give me a
That's
second.
See, now you've gone and hurt her feelings. Shame. Just shame. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Do you guys even have enough food to last out here for a long time?
It's none of your concern what we got and what we don't.
Hmm.
So, as you kind of head towards the collapsed area, Toriel, most of it's kind of, it's collapsed into a dense heap of dense gray rubble. The occasional clattering pebble makes it sound as though the mound is not entirely settled, and more rubble could collapse at any moment. You can see
There's
that
no
there
way I
are...
can-
Sorry?
There's no way I can get to that little dining room.
No, not from any angle you can see.
Fuck.
There's a hallway itself. There is a kind of collapsed portion of wall you could try to walk into right here, if you'd like, but you can tell that the rubble pile is precarious and might collapse at any given moment.
Can I throw something at it? Pick up a piece of rock and throw at it, like throw it at the rubble wall from afar?
One moment. Okay, so you're throwing like a bit of rock right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a reflex-based saving throw, please.
Which one does that be?
That's just reflex saving throw.
Oh, the middle one.
Okay, so you pick up a rock and you toss it at the rubble pile, and all of a sudden, about a literal ton of weight in rocks, rubble, wood, all that comes roaring towards you. You manage to back off in time to avoid like the kind of wave that would have tripped you up and maybe taken you under with it, but you've collapsed another section of the hallway.
And now I can't go through it. There's no other way out. What about that? What about how do I ping it?
Just hold a left click on it and hold.
Did it work? Left click and alt?
No, just
Hold
left
the
click.
left click.
Hold left click. That's all.
There we go. Can I go through that door?
You could attempt to, yeah. But
Okay.
you're dealing with that avalanche of stuff. I'm going to give everyone else a chance to kind of catch up. So the gentleman who is not exactly pleasant in dealing with you says, "You know what? I'm willing to give you a chance. All right? Just a chance. And I'll make you a deal. If you bring me 3 of their corpses, I might begin to believe you are what you say you are. And if you are, well, we're in sore need of adventurers right now anyway. As if you didn't know that. So here's the deal. Bring me 3 corpses. 3 of their, definitely their corpses, not some of my men dressed up like those monsters got back there. You understand me? I know my own men. That's what you can do. Maybe then I won't fill you full of crossbow bolts next time you come approaching us, banging out of a door that no one thought could open. It's broken for a reason. What, too scared for words?
Do I hear this?
Yep, you can hear the entire, you can hear them.
3 of them. How many of these things are there?
I don't know, you tell me.
Can I yell at them? Do you guys know there was one in your basement?
Honey, they're everywhere. Doesn't surprise me if there's one in the basement. I'm not surprised there weren't 15 in the basement. I mean, there could have been 5 in the basement for all I know. Looking pointedly at the number 5 in your group.
Um,
I'm gonna call for a private group huddle. Go away from these assholes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys kind of gathered together a fair distance away, like halfway down the hall.
Also, as we're going, can I check and see if these 3 doors are locked?
They do look like standard doors. They're like the same as the Asylum has all over the place. They're oak. You can't tell without actually touching them whether or not they're locked, but they are tightly shut.
Would we know when we passed that the door on the right? Will we realize that one would be adjacent to the one we were outside?
Yeah, no, it's pretty easy to figure out, yeah.
And is there any fog seeping out through the door there?
Not at all.
Strange.
All right. So you guys are in a group huddle. What do you want to discuss?
Right, well, that guy's a right prick, but I don't really see too many other options for us to advance.
I think they're just scared. It's not their fault.
We're scared, and we're not pricks, are we?
Well, it sounds like they've been here a lot longer than us. They've got every reason to not believe us. Just come barging in off the streets.
I also feel like we're not your average people. We're as much crazy as the rest of them, apparently.
We did just go bashing through their doors, so I guess I'd have to agree with that.
We should definitely get out of here.
In our defense, they should have taken the laws of physics into consideration when they were jamming that door up.
Or at least put up a note.
A do not enter sign?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna work against monsters. So they can totally read.
Well, then we'd know not to bash the door down.
All right, so all we have to do is kill 3 of these things, and then we can join them, or at least have some people we can trust here.
Or at least have a refuge.
What was the one wearing when that was cutting up the guy downstairs?
Are you
Was he
asking
wearing
me or
what?
the party?
Like the party in general. Like I can't remember either in whatever, but like
Yeah, no, was he wearing the same outfit as the guards?
was it wearing like a guard outfit or a hospital jacket?
He was just as hospital.
He appeared to be wearing a doctor's cloak kind of thing.
Yeah.
Doctor's cloak. So they're saying that some of their men turned to these things. So if he was wearing a doctor's cloak and he got turned, would that mean the originals would be stronger than the one we faced in the basement?
I mean, in general, doppelgangers aren't very strong.
Would I be able to glean any insights to try and piece some course of events together based on what we've seen so far?
Based on what you've seen so far, not really. It seems to be that there are doppelgangers running loose in this place, wherever you are, and these folks have had an encounter or two with them and have tried to secure themselves, make themselves safe behind a barricade.
Hmm.
You're not sure how long they've been here or what they've been doing to keep themselves safe, but they're there.
So where would we go if we went back out into the garden? Where could we head to? Like, was there a path that when we were out there? Was there another way to go?
Not that you could tell, no.
Well, I guess let's go ask that captain guy. Maybe
You guys,
he'll tell
for all
us
we know,
where
he
we
could be
can
a
find some.
doppelganger. Like, the hard part about this is we don't know how to detect one.
I assume it'll attack us.
Hmm.
Not necessarily.
One sec, guys. Sorry, folks. Continue.
Okay, well, we can start by searching these 3 rooms that we do have access to and maybe explore the far end of this hall a little bit more.
You think they'll at least tell us if they've been in these rooms?
I think it's pretty much the only places we can go at the moment.
Right. I'm going to yell down to the other guys. Have you guys checked these rooms?
Wouldn't you like to know, doppelganger?
Yeah, they're not going to help us.
Can I take a look at their fortifications and see if there's any way that they could be improved?
Well, I mean, it
Just so I
is
can
just a
specifically
literal...
not tell them?
There's a literal pile. It's just a pile of stuff that makes it hard to get past. It's not really going to stop anyone, just slow them down. Because what it looks like the 2 swinging doors that were there were literally ripped off of their hinges by some sort of supernatural force.
Devin, how close am I to that guard, the one who's being so hostile?
The one who was like, go do your own thing. About, because you guys moved down a little bit, I'd say about 40 feet.
Can I move 10 feet towards him and cast Detect Alignment? Or at least, I guess, 11 to be right in within range.
Okay, you are aware that the last time somebody cast a spell at them, which was Neru, they threatened, they warned that the next time they saw someone doing something like that, they would open fire. Is it still something you want to do?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I just don't trust him.
I guess we just leave.
We don't know where to be.
I'll just go ask the captain if we can leave through whatever door they want us to, and for a second pretend that we're not these things and that we actually want to kill them for you. Can you just point us in the direction where they might be so that we can try to do this for you?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Diplomacy, sorry.
Can I help him?
I get a +2 then. Yep.
Ugh.
Look, if you are adventurers, you'll be able to find them on your own. And if you're not, if you're doppelgangers, well, you already know where your own folk are.
Can I make an intimidation check?
Are you sure that you want to do that?
Never sure, but you're never sure. No one's ever sure. It's not an hostile intimidation check. I'm just going to say, if you want to be
Not
dead
hostile.
doppelgangers, point us somewhere.
Okay, by definition, an intimidation check is a hostile action. Are you sure you want to do that?
Can I roll a diplomacy check?
Waiting for Mr. Litrix to answer first, and then yes, you can.
4 of them, right?
There are 5 of them now.
Okay.
Actually, more.
No, I won't do it this time.
Okay.
They're a little
I-
shitty as it is.
My deity also kind of would not agree with me attacking these men, so I will be bowing out if you wish to fight with them.
Yeah, I would not be fighting them either.
Okay, Toriel, you want to try a diplomacy check all your own, right?
There you go.
Okay, so you take a moment and you discuss with them. What are you asking? What do you want? Like, what are you talking about?
Basically, just ask them what's the easiest way out of this building.
Look, if you're serious about leaving, and I doubt that, the easiest way is out through the main entrance. Go down the hallway that has that rubble, clear it, climb over it, whatever, head out into the main courtyard and through the gates. Easiest way out.
Well, I guess we have to go do that. Or we could find, would we find doppelgangers in here? I guess we probably would.
Well,
I would like to examine these doors. There's 3 doors staring at us. Let's go through them.
Can I go in this room?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys have decided you're going to go into a door. You're not going to try and intimidate these guys anymore or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Before we go into the next room, I want to take a look at all of their thumbs and see how many joints they have.
Roll a one hell of a perception check. Most of them have their hands covered in gloves, so it's hard to tell, but you think, the gloves aren't super long in the thumb or anything like that. You're pretty sure they're, not 100% positive, but you're pretty sure they're only single, they only have the 2 joints, they're not the 3, you think. Probably.
It's a pretty elaborate ruse if they were doppelgangers. If they're anything like the one we fought in the basement, I don't know if they could pull this kind of behavior off.
Yeah, he was insane.
He was definitely not in his right mind at all.
It depends on how long the game they're playing is.
Let's get these rooms checked out, I'd say.
Okay.
Maybe we can find a shovel or something.
Yeah, I'll head out the front doors, or whatever, the main doors.
So, sorry, which doors are you going to?
The ones he told us to.
You're going to try and climb over the rubble?
Well, I want to check out these rooms first.
Because he told you if you want to get out, you have to climb over the rubble here and head towards the main gates.
I personally think we've angered them enough and we should just leave them alone at this point.
Well, this room is far enough away from them that you're not actually crossing their boundary. You could go in it.
Well, we're not.
I'll go ahead and check to see if that door is locked.
Okay, as you head towards it, they don't seem to be any more hostile or anything, but they share kind of like a look between them. Like, oh, look, they're pretending, they're playing along. The door itself, as you kind of touch the doorknob, it turns easily. It doesn't appear to be locked.
Okay, I'll slowly open.
Okay, you open up the room, and you take a look inside. You can see there are mighty iron boilers kind of crowd off one section of the wall. Their pipes kind of piercing the walls and ceiling. You can see shadows and rust kind of fill the narrow gaps between the cold tanks. The boilers aren't lit. The furnace isn't on.
The boilers are lit?
Aren't lit.
Aren't lit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna follow in behind, and does my that's odd ability trigger?
Not particularly here, no.
Well, I think this is just a boiler room.
All right.
Can I roll a crafting check to see if there's anything in here that's useful?
Absolutely. So, based on your perceptions of crafting and stuff, Nothing in here is particularly useful for you to be able to make anything fun out of. No?
What about like useful out of? Because I have specialty crafting.
Specialty crafting is your story weaving, remember? So
that's right.
nothing in here is like particularly great for stories, no.
Well, not right now, but it will be.
Obviously.
Is there any particular tools or anything around that are useful?
Go ahead and roll a perception check, please. Taking a look around, you do notice that there are no real tools anywhere to be seen, but for some reason there's a faint glow emanating from the boiler at the back of the room. This guy right here. Just a little glow coming from underneath it.
I'll casually approach it with my shield up. Take a closer look.
Okay, so you kind of take a look, and the glow seems to just literally coming from underneath the boiler. There's only about a 6-inch gap between the boiler and the floor, so you'd have to crouch down to take a look underneath it.
How short are these boilers?
The boilers go from, like I said, about 6 inches from the floor all the way up to the ceiling.
This is just from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. So they're heavy.
Yes, very.
And there's a light from under the boiler. What's the ground like? Any dust been disturbed or anything like that outside of the opening of the door when we came in?
Not that you can tell, no. It's not actually particularly dusty in here. It seems relatively cleaned.
Relatively clean light under the boiler. I guess I'll take a couple steps back and look down at the boiler.
Okay, when you take a couple of steps, you take a couple of steps back and peer under the boiler, and you see 3 sets of beady eyes, really big beady eyes, staring at you from under the boiler. As they come rushing out, you can see that they have these, that they're rats, but easily 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet long as they squeeze out from under the boiler. They're covered in spines, and following behind them is a creature with human eyes, but it's that same size, only its face is a mass of writhing tentacles that gives off this emanation, a cone of light. Everyone roll for initiative, please.
Oh, God.
Plop, plop,
Did you
plop.
see my roll? Because it said you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Yeah, I don't have the turn tracker turned on. I use my own thing.
Okay, thank God. Because I don't know what those stupid errors things mean.
Okay. Just give me a second to take a look at your initiatives. That would be Toriel with a 22, Ostrich with a 13, Naru with an 18, Latrix with an 8, and Seveston with an 11. Okay. And for my little rat guys. And for my other dude. Alright, so the first person to react is Toriel as these rats and that creature come from underneath the boiler, immediately trying to leap onto the face that's closest to the ground, which would be Litrix's. You react. What do you do?
I pull out my rapier and go to swipe at it.
Okay, so you kind of pull out the rapiers. One action, move towards them. You're going to make a stab. Go ahead.
Which one do I roll?
Just click rapier.
Okay, thank you. Oop.
Well, that did not work. One second, I'm going to take a look at your character sheet and make sure it's set up properly.
You set this one up for me, so.
Yep. It's under character rapier, like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
So go ahead and click it again. Roll your own things.
Yay.
Awesome. So actually, you dart forward, you stab the creature in its side, piercing it, and as you kind of pull it back, the creature turns to you, still bleeding. It goes as it hisses at you. The other 3 turn towards you as well, having injured one of their own.
Oh.
Okay, then it will go to Neru.
Pretty much just gonna do the same thing.
Okay, you take your scimitar and take a sweep at the creature itself, and your scimitar goes a little wide. You weren't expecting rats to pop out of nowhere, so you weren't really that combat ready, and that means that you did miss.
I could try again though, right?
You have to draw a weapon, move, and then make an attack.
Okay.
Okay, that goes to Ostrich.
Right. First action, draw my sword cane.
Mm-hmm.
Second action, I will devise a stratagem. So there's 3 rats and some weird human-ish.
It looks like a creature with human eyes, with a dozen face tentacles, and the rest of it looks like a rat body, yeah.
Right. So I'll direct my stratagem towards the human face tentacle thing.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So that's going to be my attack roll for my third action against the thing.
Having been at the door, you would still have to move up towards him.
Okay. In that case, I won't be using my device stratagem, and I will just move in and attack.
Sounds good. So you move forward and you try to give a stab at that creature, and your sword cane gets lost in its little tentacle fur things in its face and doesn't actually manage to pierce it. That'll be Seveston.
So I'll draw my weapon. I'm going to move up, and in a very showy kind of way, I'm going to try and tumble through past it to get behind it.
Go ahead and roll an acrobatics.
Okay.
Wow, okay, so you take like a running jump, do a double backflip over all of the creatures, and your allies end up standing directly behind the tentacle-faced creature.
And I definitely have panache.
Yep. You do a little flare bow to go with it. I will award you a hero point for that. That was pretty awesome. Okay. Then it goes on to... So it's a draw, move, and flourish type thing. So the 3 rats are going to rush around Toriel. Having been the first thing to attack them, they're each going to try and gnaw at her. I don't know where my D20 disappeared to. That's not good. I kind of need that.
Can I kick him?
On your turn, you could, yes.
Oh, it's not my turn.
No, it's not.
Didn't you just say back to Toriel?
No, they're attacking you.
Oh.
Yes, my creatures are attacking you. Don't worry about it. All right, there it is. Sorry, I just have to look at their stats again.
Okay. DM?
What is it, good sir?
If any of them goes to do damage, I'd like to use a reaction.
Okay. Your retributive strike?
Glimpse of Redemption, actually.
Okay. Oh, right, you don't have that, yeah. So it's going to be... Okay, so they're going to move towards you, then make 1 attack. That is a 17 to hit. I'm assuming that hits you? Should be your AC I'm hitting against.
Me?
Yes. Your AC is 15, so I do hit you. Yep. So you're going to be taking 4 points of damage.
Boo. Okay.
And I'll get you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
A fortitude. Okay. Noise.
Beautiful. Okay, and that same rat's going to make a second attack against you.
Devin?
Yep. Oh, yeah. So you do get to use your reaction as he deals damage.
Right. So your foe hesitates under your weight. Both of them are within 15 feet of me.
Yep.
So the foe must choose one of the following options. The ally is unarmed by the triggering damage, and the ally gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus your level. After damage effect is applied, the enemy. Okay, there's two separate things here. So the ally either chooses that the target is unarmed by the triggering damage, or the ally gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus my level. So that would be 3.
Okay, so
And after the
then-
effect, the enemy becomes enfeebled 2 until the end of its next turn.
Okay, so we're going to be doing reduced damage then. Instead of 4 points, we'll be taking 1 point of damage and still making that save. And then, sorry, it attacked again, and it did miss. Not critically, though. So it's enfeebled 2 until the end of its next turn. That's fine. The second creature is going to actually go after the paladin like it originally intended. Now that the paladin has done something, it doesn't like it. It's going to attack. That is a 16 to hit the paladin, Mr. Litrix.
That will miss me.
That'll miss. Okay. And we'll try a secondary attack as well. That's a 13 to hit. I assume that misses as well.
That will miss as well.
Okay, and the second rat's going to go back to Toriel and attack her. That's a 17 to hit, which will hit, for 3 points of damage and another con save.
Con save?
Fortitude save, sorry, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only have 8 hit points. Don't kill me too hard.
I'm not killing you too hard. Okay, I need to do a thing real quick.
It's gone.
I was trying to type things and did not type. Okay. Then that was his first attack, and his second attack against you will be a 15 to hit, which does hit you. So another 2 points of damage.
Jeez.
Yep. All right. Then it goes to Litrix. It's actually your turn.
Okay. Since I'm already in range, then I will just make a attack with my hammer against the closest one. Actually, I'll also use 1 point to keep my shield raised.
Okay.
I'll do that first, and then use my warhammer to attack.
All right. That's 26 to hit. That is actually a critical hit. So that's going to be 20 points of damage against one of the rats, and you just obliterate it. You can hear the sickening crunch of bones as the entire thing breaks against one of the boilers.
Perfect. Is the creepy looking one within range as well?
Yeah, it would be.
I will make a second attack against that.
All right.
Mm.
Okay, you make a second attack against him and miss. The shadowy tentacles really throw you off, and you can't bring yourself to dirty your warhammer on him yet.
Good enough.
Okay, on that creature's turn, it's going to take a moment, look at the number of people, and shake a little, and the tentacles actually split off into versions of it. There are now 6 of this creature kind of scampering around the room, staying close to where he is, but still moving and leaving you unable to determine whether they're actually real or if this one's just casting an illusion. And then it'll look towards the paladin and stare directly at your eyes. I need you to make a will save, please.
Will save.
You are considered blinded.
Blinded, huh?
Yeah, the light kind of burns into your retina, and you begin to see, instead of visions of where you are, visions of that place where you were with the Tatterman, the ruined city, and the fog, and then all of a sudden your eyes are just covered in this yellow fog. You can't see anything. Okay, then we go to Toriel again.
Can I take one action to cast True Strike and
Yep.
then swipe with my rapier?
Absolutely, you can. One action,
then-
verbal.
And Somatic. I don't know. One of those. And then boom. Oh, it is purple.
Okay, so roll twice and take the higher.
Okay. Ah, thank God.
There we go. Okay. So you take your second action to make that attack, and you do manage to grab or stab one of the rats. One of them already being dead, and the second one being lightly injured. You stab this guy. He's taken a fair bit of damage, but is still skittering around. Now you can make another attack. You just have to press attack number 2. Okay, you do miss with this one though. So you go to strike him again, and he just kind of skitters away from your rapier.
Okay.
So that'll go to Neru.
I have like 6 health left. Can someone please kill this rat, by the way?
Neru?
Sorry, I
Yeah.
am going to cast. I'm going to cast Guidance on the Paladin,
Okay.
which will basically give him a +1 bonus on his next check of whatever he decides,
Okay.
or attack or whatever. And you have to use it before my next turn. And then I'm going to attack it, the original tentacle thing.
You can't tell which one's the original. All 6 of them are mingling together.
Oh, I couldn't have just seen which one split off. Okay. Then I will attack the one of them.
Okay. I'll get you to roll a D100, please.
D100.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Great.
Okay, so you manage to you strike at the creature, and you can actually feel it cut into something. And there's a spray of this brackish black blood across the floor of the boiler room. How many
Okay.
actions is guidance? 2?
Guidance is 1. So
Okay,
I
so you still have another attack.
again.
Yep.
Um,
And you will have to roll another D100 for me, please.
I don't think it's going to matter, but
You try to make that secondary attack, but you're also trying to flick the blood off your blade. So you do manage to miss the second attack there. Ostrich?
Would I be able to take an action to try and identify the primary body among the of the creature?
Go ahead and make a perception check. You do notice they all now reflect the wound that Neru inflicted on the main body, but you can't tell which one the main body is now. No.
All right. Then I guess I will just randomly pick one.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D100. All right.
And I will use my device stratagem.
For some reason, I don't think you want to use that.
Okay, so how far? Well, so the way it works is that next time so that has to be my roll if I attack the creature I was devising a stratagem against, but I can
Okay.
choose to attack another creature if there's one in range.
Yeah, absolutely. You can
So
attack
the
one of the
profile
rats.
brings
Yeah.
me So yeah, if one of the rats is in range, then I will attack one of those instead.
Absolutely. You strike one of the rats that's already been struck before, or the only rat that's been struck before, leaving the third one uninjured, but you do manage to take your sword cane and pierce directly through the base of this creature's skull, killing it. All right, and that's it for Ostrich. Seveston?
Snicker snack.
So I'd like to try scent to identify which is body.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. You have a fairly good beat on which one's the main body. You think it's between one of two.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll a D100, please. Okay, and you're going to make an attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna go confident finisher.
I do not know what that does, good sir.
Okay. Let's bring it up.
Well, that's kind of awesome.
And because I have panache, my precise strike damage for the finisher is an extra 2d6.
Beautiful.
But I guess I gotta see if I act first.
Yeah. You do not manage to hit him. But you
Okay.
would still deal 2d6 halved, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so after your backflip, you're standing, you're ready to go taking a slash. You believe you've narrowed down which one, and you do manage to make a good hack at him. But the creature rolls out of the way of most of the damage, literally rolling like a dog would, out of the way of your strike. You only manage to get a glancing blow, nothing heavy.
Okay, and then as my third respond to his
Sorry, I
Trying
cut
to-
it there.
in response to them roll as my third action, I'm gonna attempt to tumble through them as well.
Okay.
If they're gonna roll, I'm gonna roll with them.
Go ahead and make the acrobatics check then.
Okay.
Okay, you manage to actually tumble with the creature. As it rolls, you literally do a standing, side roll, and then land on your feet again, ready to strike.
Okay. Is that a success for my panache regain? Or...
I would say it would be. It was a successful check.
Okay.
Then we'll go to the rats. There's only one left, and it attempts to savage the last person who attacked its own kind, which would be Ostrich. It's going to be a 25 to hit, Ostrich.
I'll make another reaction there as well, Devin.
Okay. So it's going to choose
Glimpse of
to...
Redemption, that's the only one I have.
Sorry?
I said the Glimpse of Redemption is the only one I have. Sorry, I thought that's what you were going to ask. But...
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, most classes only get one reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll gain in people 2 either way, but does a 25 still hit Mr. Ostrich?
It hits. It hits, but it's not a critical.
Okay, so you'll be taking, after reduction, 4 points of damage and making a fortitude-based save, please. Okay, and will a 15 hit?
15 misses.
Okay, and then it's going to take a moment and kind of move around and try to get out of the way of the big creatures around it. It's not moving anywhere, it's just taking an action to avoid being struck. Alright, then it will go to... Litrix, you're up.
The effect that I'm saving against, would it be considered an emotion effect?
It will not,
Emotional?
no. Nope.
Okay. Do I roll save against it at the first of my turn, or
No, you do not.
Okay. So for now, I'm just blinded. Is that correct?
Correct. For now, you are blinded.
So if I attack anything, I have a chance of hitting allies, correct?
The blinded condition does not actually do that for you in melee or anything like that. It's just going to take a -4 penalty to attacks.
Okay. Okay. Good enough. In that case, I will try and make one attack towards the creature that's left.
There is a rat and the tentacle-faced beast.
Oh, okay. Both are still left. Then I'll try to hit the tentacle beast.
Okay. You will automatically fail.
Okay.
Unfortunately, with its little whatever it just did, on top of you being blinded, there is actually a 0% chance of you succeeding. Sorry.
No problem.
So your first attack is a definite miss.
Let's see here. What other thing can I do? Okay, then I'm just going to raise my shield.
Okay.
And focus on defense.
All right. Then it will go to its turn. It's going to take a look at the next more intimidating person. It's going to take a look at Sevestin, and its eyes are going to glow again. I need you to make a will save, Sevestin.
Okay, just give me a moment here.
Yep. Okay. You resist the blinding light coming from this creature's eyes as it rushes towards you, attempting to make 2 quick attacks. That would be a 26 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Okay.
I'll use my reaction again there.
Sorry?
I said I'll use my reaction again there.
Yeah, you're actually... Yep. So, yeah. That's kind of annoying.
I know, right?
So it's going to... Your reaction is going to force it to... It's going to deal less damage, not ignore the attack. As it gets close to you, it actually latches those face tentacles onto your leg and begins draining your blood through little tiny teeth that you didn't see in them before. You're going to be taking 4 points of damage. And then it'll attack you again. It'll be a 16 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay, so it attempts to dig those face tentacles into you again to try and suck out some more of your blood. It doesn't manage to latch on. You manage to move out of its way. All your ducking, dodging, weaving, and backflipping keeps you relatively safe. That'll go to top of the round. Toriel.
Okay. Frick. What's left? Just the rat? Is the rat still alive?
The rat and the tentacle-faced beast are both still alive. Yep.
Can I kill the rat? How much? Like, do I know how dead? Is the rat almost dead? Do I know that?
This rat looks completely uninjured.
I like 6 health.
So you're fairly injured, yeah.
Yeah, what should I do? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to cast shield on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on myself.
All right, so that increases your armor class a little bit.
I don't really have anything to heal myself. Hold on, let me check. No, I really have anything to heal myself. Should I just, can I leave the room?
You can walk out of the room if you'd like, yes.
I'd like to do that.
Okay, so Toriel kind of leaves the combat, ditching, feeling too close to death to continue on with the combat. Then it will go to Neru.
Okay. Well, since she has walked out of the room, who in the room looks the most hurt?
No one. I don't think anyone looks heavily injured at the moment.
No one looks very hurt?
No one looks heavily injured. I don't know who is injured. I believe that Ostrich and Sevestin are the most heavily injured at the moment, but even then, I don't think they're too heavily injured.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm
I have
fine as well.
points because I'm an elf.
Okay, well then I will attempt to hit it again. Do I need
Okay.
to like roll a check to try to figure out which one it is?
You can attempt to, yeah.
A perception check or
Yep, you can do a perception check. With that, you can't determine which one it is. So if you wish to attack it, you have to roll a d100.
all right, wild swinging it is.
All right, and go ahead and attack. Okay, so you strike the creature, and at first you think you've succeeded and cut the creature in half, and then the little bits that you leave the two halves seem to fade and flicker, and now there are only 5 of them running around.
Again.
All right. Your second strike does miss and just kind of rattles off of the floor, kind of giving you a little shiver going up your arm as the metal strikes stone. All right. Ostrich.
Okay, would I be able to specifically direct my attack towards one that was attacking my ally earlier? Sebastian, because I saw one.
You could attempt to, but they are moving around. Even the one that attacked him left and moved into another square and then came back and then left. These things are constantly moving and not one stays in the same spot. And they do tumble over each other and around each other kind of thing.
Okay, then I'll try to look for that one with a perception check.
After all the moving and tumbling and like the things that are attacking you, you can't really determine which one did it.
Alright. Alright, so then here's my D100. Okay. And I'll be using my strategic, or devising a stratagem.
All right.
Okay. Looking like I'm not going to be able to get a good strike on the tentacle face thing. I will choose instead to direct my attack towards the remaining rats.
All right, go for it. Okay, you strike at the creature, and you manage to give him a really good poke just along one of the ribs. You can hear it squeal just a little bit as you seem to have damaged it heavily. All right, then it goes to Sebastian.
Okay. So I'll again try to do perception based, like a smell based perception check.
All right.
To see if I can find it.
You do manage to narrow it down to 1 and 2 of them, yes.
Okay. And then D100 still?
Yep. Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
And I am going to be doing the finisher again.
Okay. Also, bless you to whoever is sneezing.
I think it was the baby.
Yeah, that is the baby.
Adorable.
Baby sneezes.
Okay, so you strike the creature and you bring down your claw blade and it passes right through it, rending the ground underneath as the illusion dissipates. There are now 4 rats running around. 4 tentacle-faced rat things.
Mm-hmm. And then final action, rather than continuing with the tumbling, I'm like, all right, you want to dance? And I'm going to begin my performative, like, acrobatic sword dance.
That would be is there a performance check related to that then?
What's that, sorry?
Is there a performance check related to that, or do you just look pretty?
Yeah, it's a performance check.
Okay, go ahead. You're looking mighty fine doing your dance. It's intimidating to behold because everyone understands that with the wrong movement you could easily kill them accidentally if they approach. So it's beautiful, but terrifying.
Perfect.
Then it will go
and
to...
I'll regain tenacity.
Yep. We'll go to the lone rat that's left, who is going to chase after Ostrich a little more. An 11 to hit, good sir. For Ostrich.
Miss.
A 10 to hit will also miss, and the rat will make itself harder to hit by moving around and weaving. I'm assuming a 10 is not a crit fail.
No, it's not.
Gorgeous. Then we'll go to Litrix.
Okay. I will attempt to hit the regular rat.
Okay. If you actually manage to land a well-placed blow from your warhammer as the creature is moving around, you just destroy its skull, smashing it directly into the floor, and there all of a sudden, there's no rat left, just the 4 tentacle beasts.
I will raise my shield.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody looking slightly injured here?
You can't tell, you're blind. All you can do, you can sense and hear. Yeah. You can sense and hear things, but you are blind. The only thing you can really tell is that Toriel is no longer around you. Her breath was ragged, now it's moved far away, potentially out of the room.
Okay. Then I'll just take a defensive action, I guess. For the most part, just stay
Okay.
aware of things.
Then it will go to that creature's turn. So it's going to look again at Sevestin and stare into your eyes. Go ahead and make a will save.
Okay.
You are considered blinded as the fog rolls over your eyes, leaving you unable to determine anything in front of you. Is a 20 going to hit you?
Yes.
Okay. You'll be taking 8 points of damage.
Reaction on that.
You'll be taking 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And he'll try attacking you again.
This is starting to hurt.
That's only an 11 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay. So it attempts to snap at you and suck at your blood twice, but only the one once actually gets through. Then it will go to Toriel, who's outside the room.
I have a dagger. Is there any way I can from that distance that I can turn, open the door, and throw the dagger?
At the distance the boiler's at, no, because the boiler is the boiler where they're at is a good 40 feet into the room. There's no way for you to toss that far.
I don't know.
You can just take your time to try and recuperate a little by standing outside.
Yeah, I might just take a rest
Yeah.
break.
That's fine.
Did that bring me any HP points?
No, but it does give you a chance to think of something to do for next turn.
Thanks.
All right. Sorry. Neru, you're up.
I am going to cast heal on Sevastin as he's looking a little ragged.
Yeah, I'm looking a little ragged.
Cast it with the 2 action 1, which does, I believe, 1d8 plus 8.
Yes, it does.
So you will take
14 points of healing.
Be given 14.
So you guys can hear a small, faint chant coming from Neru, and the entire room seems to almost brighten at the sound of his words, and then you can feel your wounds kind of knitting themselves together, Sevestin. You heal up a fair bit.
That was 13?
14.
I'm getting... Okay,
14.
I'm at full health then.
Excellent. And then I will take a random stabby stab at one of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll your D100. Okay, you take a strike at what you believe the creature to be, and you just barely miss, having moved a little bit out of the way, scoring the ground instead of striking the creature. All right, that'll move on to Ostrich.
Right. So I'm going to drop my sword cane
Mm-hmm.
and take up my. How close is everybody to one another? Like, are we all like huddled together in like melee striking range of everyone else, or?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, so yeah, no. Instead of doing that, because I thought there was. So I am going to. Uh, so what I'd like to do is I would like to devise a stratagem, but instead of attacking right away, I'd like to ready an attack for to be triggered when the creature attacks one of my allies. So rather than trying to guess which one it is, just be like, okay, that one just attacked. That's the one that I'm going to strike at.
I'd allow that, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll my devise stratagem now.
Okay, and then you're going to
Okay,
hold
so
the
that'll be
attack.
a total of. Sorry.
Sorry, what was your total?
So yeah. So my total will be 17, but I'm not
Okay.
attacking until it attacks first.
Okay, and that still leaves you with one more action.
Let's see. Is there any way I could I don't have a shield, but can I take a defensive posture in case it tries to attack me?
That's a special ability for a few classes and a few creatures, so it's not something that you could just learn. Unfortunately.
Okay, yeah. Then that's my turn. I can't really do anything else.
Okay. Then Sebastian.
Okay. Since I'm blinded, I'll again try and use my scent.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception. Okay, you can smell where the creature is roughly. I'll still get you to roll a D100 though.
Okay.
Hey, Devin, I have a small little metagame question.
Can wait until your turn?
Yeah.
Or just message me in Discord. Just type it out in Discord and I can answer you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you think you know where the creature is. Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
You will be at a
again,
-4.
It'll be a confident finisher again.
Okay. So you strike at the creature, assured of your victory, but it merely passes through another illusion. Now there are only 3 rats wandering around.
I'll attempt to continue performing my combat dance.
Okay. Your dance doesn't look so good this time. It's kind of sloppy as you get frustrated at your near misses and your killing of illusions
And my
and your blindness. Yeah.
Okay, so no panache.
No panache. Litrix, you're up.
I'm gonna raise my shield,
Mm-hmm.
and this thing's weaving in and out around us, but we're all within like a 5-foot radius.
I mean, you guys are technically within about a 15-foot radius, or a 15-foot radius, yeah, trying to attack it. But you're all close enough, like each of you is touching each other, kind of, sort of, in a line. There are 4 of you here.
Right. So I guess what I'm trying to do is could I use my 2 action points to ready an action to do a grapple if it tried to attack us?
If it tried to attack you, yes.
Okay, but it would have to attack me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because keep in mind, you can't see if it grapples anybody else.
Right. I suppose I could just hit it too. Being blind, would I be able to sense if it was attacking me if I readied the action?
You could ready the action to attack it after it's attacked you, so it would still get its attack off, but you'd know roughly where it was because it did hurt you. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll keep my shield raised and I'll ready in action. If it attacks me, I'll attack it back.
Okay. Anything else you got?
No.
At the end of your turn, the blindness lifts and you can see again. The fog's dissipated.
Sounds good.
Okay, then it goes to the creature. It's going to turn around and look at Neru, having been casting some magic. It's going to stare you in the eyes, and I need you to roll a will save, good sir.
Oakley dokley.
It does its best to blind you, but you manage to avoid even staring directly at it. You've seen the light of the sun that is Saren Ray, and this doesn't bother you at all. This is nothing. The magic doesn't take hold, and it takes its 2 quick bites, or attempts to, out of Seveston. So the first
Will
one,
this trigger my...
it will after the first attack. So that is a 15 to hit Seveston.
Sorry, what was that?
It would be a 17 to hit you because you're blinded.
That won't hit.
Won't hit? Okay. Then, Ostrich, go ahead and make an attack. Oh, that was the 17? Okay. What was your damage?
My damage, plus 1d6 precision damage because of my stratagem.
Yep, go ahead.
Even like the poltergeist was, is it?
Sorry? No, it's not. It's
So I
not
just wanna
immune.
check.
No, it's not immune.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
10 points, not bad. The creature is in shambles. You managed to actually, as you were attacking it, shear off a good chunk of its tentacles by scraping your blade along its face. It shivers and looks to you with hatred in its very human eyes. Its second attack is now going to be directed at you. You're not blinded, so okay. That'd be a 16 to hit.
It just hits.
Okay, so that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Now use a reaction on
That's
that.
going to be 4 points of damage. Friggin' paladins, I tell you. Yeah, that goes back up to Toriel's outside, kind of waiting. You can still hear the sounds of combat on the inside as you take a peek around into the room. You can see that there are only 3 of those creature things moving around.
Okay, so I asked on Discord, how close do I have to be for my bardic inspiration, performance, whatever, to like affect them?
Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah, you poked me on. I was looking at the actual channel itself. 30 feet.
Mm,
So you
Can I
can walk
move?
in, stay safe, and still give them the bardic inspiration stuff.
I would like to do that. Roll
Okay.
performance.
Give me a sec. I do have to double check on the conditions for it. I'm going to make sure that I do it correctly.
Understandable.
Okay, so you're simply trying to be inspiring, not using your which muse are you using?
Performance? I don't know.
The
Right,
warrior, polymath, maestro, or I think it was the maestro for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you can inspire a little bit of confidence if you roll a decent performance check.
Well,
Not quite good enough in the middle of combat for them to really appreciate your story weaving, unfortunately.
I tried.
You did. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to try?
Can I throw a dagger from this distance?
You could attempt to. It would suffer a -4, and you are throwing into melee, so it'd be -8 for your attack. But you could try.
Well, how many enemies are left?
The 3 rats or 3 tentacle-faced beasts are weaving in and out, so you can't tell which one's real and which one's not.
So no more rats.
No more rats, no. Just the tentacle-faced beast.
How close do I have to get to attack it?
You would have to be within 10 feet to attack it at normal range for a dagger, for thrown. But you've already used 1 action to kind of move and 1 action to do your little performance. So you'd have to use another action to move, which would put you at 3, or an attack from this range would be at a -8.
Okay, let's do another action to move closer.
Okay, so you're about 10 feet away from the creature, trying to stay out of its immediate threat zone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Neru.
I apologize. I have kids running in and out of my room here. The tentacle guy is not dead yet, right?
No, there are still 3 of them running around.
Okay. Can I try a perception again to try to figure out who it is, or
Absolutely, you can.
I can. Okay.
But you're unable to determine which one's which now.
Okie dokie. Then we just do attacks. I'm gonna do 100.
So you catch one of them jumping kind of relatively near you with an upslash of your scimitar, and as it falls to pieces, you look to the others, already aware that it's an illusion, it's going to dissipate. But you hear a solid thunk thunk right next to you as the creature literally is cut in 2, and the other 2 illusions just poof into smoke.
Nice.
All right, you guys kind of take the moment to relax. Combat's over. You can take a breath and chill for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna start healing, doing first aid on everyone who wants it.
All right.
Me, please.
That includes myself. But I'll start with
Can I
Toriel.
attempt to help with the healing as well? Medicine?
Yep, absolutely. That provides a +2 to Ostrich.
If they need any more help after that, I'll use Lay on Hands on Toriel.
You haven't had a chance to regain your focus point, good sir.
The ability with the 1d100. I have a
You've already used that once today to regain it, and then you used your Lay on Hands again. Remember? So it still hasn't been a 24-hour period since you cast it and regained it, and then you've cast it again now.
Oh, is it only once a day?
Once a day, yep.
Okay, my bad.
No worries.
Yeah, once per day, casting a divine spell. Perfect. Thank you.
Out of combat, that medicine check was not a success. She's bolstered for 10 minutes, he said, against you?
Yeah, it's not 10. Hold on, sorry. I've got my character sheet minimized a bit, so it's kind of harder to navigate through everything, but 1 hour.
1 hour she's bolstered? Okay.
How much does that?
It's not going to heal you for anything because he didn't quite patch up your wounds the right way.
Yeah.
Like poked his finger in one of your open cuts and that kind of thing.
Ow.
And as for myself...
that is a critical failure, my good friend.
Yeah, I'm taking damage.
You are. You'll be taking 4 points of damage as you try to patch your own wounds and end up like slipping a knife into your flesh by accident.
No, thank God you didn't do that to me.
Okay, so you guys have about an hour before that can be attempted again. Is there anything you'd like to do?
The rats that we killed, did they look diseased or gross or anything?
Definitely did. They did not look like normal rats. They had weird spines sticking out of them. Their teeth were green instead of normal. And their eyes, they're weird. And they're much bigger than the average rat.
Did they turn into doppelgangers after we killed them?
They did not.
Oh.
I look at them and think, that's a shame. That would be a good rat to eat if it wasn't so diseased.
That's fair.
Can I cast Detect Alignment on the dead rats, or would that even help? Would I even know?
The creatures being dead no longer emit an aura. What was that, Neri? What were you saying?
I'd like to do a religion check on the bigger one with the tentacles.
Go ahead. It's not something you're familiar with in of your religious iconography itself. Although you do know that this is definitely more. This isn't a creature from this plane of existence. At the very least, your instincts are telling you that. It's not really a religion thing, though, unfortunately. It's not a demon or a devil or a celestial, so it's beyond your experience.
Would it possibly be identifiable with autism?
With an occult check? Absolutely.
Okay.
You've heard of these creatures before. You're not terribly familiar with them, and they're more described than given a name. But these tentacle-faced beasts, as you saw, can blind people, can suck their blood clean out and dry, and they're considered more the pests of the supernatural world than anything. They're essentially numberless. There's an infinite amount of them scattered all across the other planes of existence that aren't holy or unholy. Anything that's not heaven or hell is fair ground for these things, these scavengers.
Okay.
Can I also take a crack at identifying them after I'm finished with my not so great first aid attempts?
You still have the knife sticking out of you. You're like, I'm gonna take a look. Yeah, go ahead.
Which check would you like me to make?
Occultism is the one that's likely to get you the most results.
Are these by chance aberrations?
They are by chance aberrations, yes.
I'm gonna use my aberration lore then.
Perfect. This thing is called a Zoog. And like Sevestin noted, they are vermin. But where there's one, there's likely to be a lot more. And they have a corrupting influence in the world around them. And they can change other creatures into various corrupted versions of themselves.
Right, well, that's not a pleasant thought.
They have to bite you, though.
Well, I relay that information to the group.
And that's spelled Z-O-O-B?
Z-O-O-G. A Zoog.
G, okay. Zoog, not B.
Mm-hmm. Toriel, I need you to make another fortitude save, please.
Oh, God. Okay, fine. So I have to pull out my thing every time. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is that for the botched healing?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Is there anything magical in this room?
Taking a look around and focusing, you can't see anything super magical, but a perception check might help.
Okay. I will do that.
You take a look around as the people around you are trying to recover, and you don't see anything of magical nature at all.
Anything out of place or anything at all?
Just the cold boilers, that's it. Thinking about it, though, with that perception check, yeah, you know that if you could get the furnace started downstairs, you could potentially get some hot water moving. Which could be a way to ingratiate yourselves with the people who don't want to see you right now.
I tell that to my compatriots.
Excellent.
Yeah, we should get the hot water working.
I was wondering if they'd be usable.
They don't appear to be damaged at all. They're just cold.
I feel like we need to rest for a night. I am completely out of spells. People are hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have like 6 health. It would be cool to rest.
So it's up to you guys, but I feel like adventuring more might be detrimental to our health.
I would love to rest right now.
I'm down for rest. I was going to try and take 10 minutes to refocus my spell anyway, but
Okay, so you guys have cleared out this place. No one else is coming in to check, and the door is still in relatively good condition. And there is a bar across the back that you could use to guard this place. Taking a night's rest here would not be a terrible idea.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'd like to take a very good look around the room, settle down,
Go ahead and roll a perception
like
check,
every
please.
nook and cranny.
Yeah, roll a perception check. The room seems to be fine, beyond the destroyed carcasses of big rats and that Zoog thing.
And then also, before we lock the door, I'm going to poke my head around and see the people down at the barricade and tell them we're bunking up in here for the evening.
Sure
Just
you
so
are.
You know.
Sure you are. I'm positive that's what you're doing in there. Yeah.
Believe me or not, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go out in the hallway, but I am gonna shout out loud enough for them to hear. You're missing out on the wild orgy.
All right.
Please no.
It's been done. It's been done. I'm sorry. It's happened. Okay. But is anyone else going to do anything, or are we just going to bunk down for the night?
I'm going to perform a perception check looking under that boiler one more time. I just want to make sure there's like no holes or
Okay.
anything that I can see leading into here.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, let me just pull up my character sheet one more time. Here we go. Perception.
No, as far as you can tell, no holes, no nothing. The place seems relatively intact.
All right.
Okay. I will get everyone to go to sleep for the night, making a will save.
Okay. Isn't that like a mental thing?
It is a mental thing.
I have unwavering mien as an elf ancestry.
Can you show me exactly what it does? Okay. No. All right.
So I should be okay.
No, you should not be.
Oh.
This is not affecting you. It's not forcing you to fall asleep, and it is reducing the mental effect by a little bit, but the mental effect is still going to occur.
Okay.
Okay, so that is Nero, you're fine. Ostrich, Sevestin, Litrix, you're fine, and Toriel, you're fine. So it's just going to be Ostrich and Sevestin that when you go to bed tonight, you have a reoccurring nightmare. You wake up, the two of you together, in a city shrouded in fog. You can take a look around and see.
Quick question.
Yep.
Does my stoicism help for this save?
It would, yes.
So I'd have +2?
Yes, you don't suffer from the nightmare. Only Ostrich does. I'm sorry, Ostrich.
Also have the same question again. This would be an emotional effect here.
It would not be an emotional effect, no.
They're not using emotions against us. Okay.
Nope.
What are those spells?
Right? You're fine though. You saved just fine. So Ostrich.
No, go on.
Ostrich, you have the nightmare that you had before in the city with the Tatterman, and you wake up absolutely exhausted, having fled from him the entire night. You gained no significant rest, although you don't gain the exhausted condition. You don't regain any health.
I regain health, right?
Everyone else will regain health naturally, and Ostrich, you do have a bunch of chances to practice your medicine.
Which I'm gonna do.
Toriel, I need you to make 3 more fortitude saves, please.
Okay. 3, Jesus. Well, at least they're okay.
They're all awesome. You, although you don't know it, you fight off a sickness that was burgeoning in your body from the filth of the rat bites. You're fine now.
Oh, thank God.
You almost had a were-rat.
Do I wake up with any, do I wake up with full health?
Not full health, no, but Ostrich has enough time to practice medicine, and as long as he doesn't roll, I'll let you take 10, Ostrich, so you can heal everybody for at least one value of your thing.
I was gonna ask. I'm just gonna take 10 if I can.
I
Yeah.
have like 3 skill in medicine. Am I able to try to heal myself?
Not without a kit, no.
Oh, okay.
An Ostrich does have a kit.
Can
I borrow it?
too?
Neru could heal then. And yes, are you trained in medicine is the question.
Moi?
No, Torio.
I mean, I have 3 points in it, so
One sec, go and check your character.
it's
Proficiency in it or just a modifier?
yeah, T3.
So you're trained in it, yep. You could,
Yeah,
although there are dire consequences for failing.
never mind.
Okay, so Ostrich, go ahead and roll the 2d8 for yourself. Yeah. Okay, and then for Toriel,
Roll what?
he's rolling 2d8 for you, so that's how much he's going to be healing you. You heal 11.
Oh, thank God.
And I think I actually get to add my level to that. I just need to double check.
Yeah, because it's your forensic medicine thing. You're right. You do.
Yeah, so
That makes me plus my max? No, probably not.
It won't take you past your max, no, but Ostrich does heal himself for 10. Does anyone else require any healing from him?
Nope.
I think everyone else is fine. Litrix, are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. So you do regain your focus point, by the way. Everyone else has a lovely, peaceful night. Except for Ostrich,
Babe, can
who
you cover up?
tosses and turns. Alright, so you've cleared out the boiler room of its nasty inhabitants. What do you guys want to do next?
I'm gonna eat 1 day's rations.
Good choice. Eating is good.
Do we need to eat some food for yesterday and to...
Yesterday was a bit of a special case. I'm not going to charge you a day for that, but for today you will need to, yes.
Okay.
rations
I need to as an elf.
in Pathfinder 2 are measured in terms of weeks, not days.
You can break them down into 14 days worth of rations, though.
Or two weeks is 14 days of rations?
So the weeks on Galarian are just like our weeks. They have 7 days per week, so you can break that down into 14 days worth of rations. And as an elf, yes, you still need to eat.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have one of my rations.
Okay.
Do elves have the same sleeping thing? Like they meditate for 4 hours?
Yep, they meditate for 4 hours.
Okay.
I'm gonna be right back. I have to oil my baked potatoes. I'm sorry.
No worries. Actually, it's already 8:30. We only have about half an hour left. Do you guys want to call it here before we get too deep into more exploration?
Sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Okay. So yeah, that was you guys got through a little bit of role play there with some very unfriendly folk, fought off some monster rats and a tentacle-faced Zoog, and yeah, that was not a bad session. Keep in mind we are doing milestone-based stuff. We're not doing experience, so not getting any experience. But I will tell you guys when you level up. But thanks for joining us. A lot of fun. All right.
Very good.
Ooh.